Franco, most of your activities is in the environment of Markham. When you go to school, you go to Markham. When you study, you go to Markham. When you have activities, are with your friends from Markham. When you travel with people from Markham. This is good. This is very good. This is not bad. What happens is that one day you will go to your next step, which won't be Markham. And you have to be ready. At Markham, everybody takes care of you. They tell you what to do. They have a plan, so you don't have to make decisions. Also, one of the definitions of being a child is you don't have to make decisions. One of the definitions of being a grown-up is you make your own decisions. And in school, we have courses in history, courses in literature, courses in arts, courses in maths. Lest we forget, we have courses in maths. One thing I've always thought lacking, missing, I've always looked like, where are the courses on how to make decisions? There is none. I think this is a terrible oversight in schooling. I think grown-ups are really missing the mark, are not really in the job, because they should teach the kids how to make decisions. But here is your Uncle Godfather to the rescue. Well, there are things about the world you soon are gonna join that you have to know. So we have to start talking about it. I'm not in a hurry. I have 2 years, S4 and S5 and S6. But, we should start. The first thing is, and I don't want to belabor, it's easy. Opportunities. There are opportunities. When you see an opportunity, you have to take it. And that's it. That's what I wanted to tell you. But I'm gonna elaborate a little bit. Ashton Kutcher is an actor, a fairly successful actor, and a business entrepreneur, a producer, and also he got admitted in college when he was a kid to be a chemical engineer. And he gave the opportunities for work in speech in 2013 at the MTV Awards, include the awards. I have my own version. Growing up and becoming a young adult, the impression that I have is that was very straightforward for me. Go to high school, study, get good grades. Go to college, study, get good grades. Go to the second college, get good grades, get a second degree. Go to the third college, study, get a third degree, start working. Didn't seem to be problematic. So I got hired by Georgia Tech at the Research Institute, started working, no problem there. Got hired by General Motors, and then started the problems. I had done very good in school, I had done very good in college, I had done very good in university, excellent grades. I started working, respected, appreciated by my bosses at work. I was doing great at work. What was the problem? I was a little happy with other than work, outside work. Personal life, private life, the non-work life. So I'm thinking, I'm in Buffalo, Western New York. And I'm thinking, I think for a whole year, and I say, I don't like it here. Work is fine. It is outside work, the city. And I miss Atlanta. I kind of liked Atlanta. I remember Just like people I know, I would, every chance I got, I would fly to Atlanta whenever there were parties. My friends had parties, they would invite me, and I would leave Friday from Buffalo, New York, go to Atlanta, Georgia, party or a weekend, and they would have to wheel me Sunday night, and I would go back to work. And I finally said, this is ridiculous. I'm working Monday through Friday in Buffalo, spending Saturday and Sunday in Atlanta. The airline company is making oodles of money, is making buckets of money off me. This is absurd. So I maneuvered for about 6 months, and I get myself a job with Coca-Cola. Actually with a Coca-Cola supplier, equipment supplier. Moved back to Atlanta, and it was the best decision I've ever made. I felt free, I felt liberated when I came back to Atlanta. It was wonderful. So again, work was fine, and I was working, and I was putting my effort into my non-work life. When you are a teenager, your non-responsibility life, your non-obligations life comes by itself. When you're a grown-up, it's a little bit more complicated. Surprisingly so. Grown-ups have to put effort into having fun. I found it doesn't come automatically like when you're a child. So at any rate, so I'm slowly getting myself settled or resettled. My friends are helping me, and things are moving at an appropriate pace. And then I find this Peruvian guy who was wonderful to me. He's been like a mentor and a guru to me, Pepe Barreto. And he says, we have this organization, and I want you, Fernando, to help. And this is a group that every 4 to 6 weeks hires a discotheque, puts a Spanish orchestra, gets food for everybody, and has a dance party every 4 to 6 weeks. And I love dance. I love to dance. I absolutely love to dance. American music, United States music, pop music, country music, Peruvian music, folkloric music, Peruvian social music, non-Peruvian music, Hispanic music, Greek music. You put me a song and I'm there, moving. So we have this team, we put it together, we work at all month to put it together, and then we have this group, it's like a club, about 600 people, and we tell them what discotheque and the place, and they come, they pay their tickets, and that keeps the organization moving. And I think it's a fantastic deal, and I'm living my dream. Monday through Friday, I'm in the green world, in the American world, the high technology world, doing my engineering work that I love. And Saturday and Sunday, I'm in South America, South American, Hispanic Atlanta, Latin Atlanta, among the Latin people, and I have it made. I finally have it all. I can have my cake and eat it. And I have this group of friends, this club, which love to dance. I'm in heaven. So I started, and I help with the organization throughout the month. It's not a lot of work. I mean, what kind of work is putting together a party and getting paid for it? That's not work. But I'm helping, and everybody thinks I'm a good helper. And every month I go to the party, and because I'm in the organizing team, we call it the board of directors, but it's the organizing team. That's a little bit nice sounding, but it's the organizing team. So I so I go there to the dance party, and I'm having fun because I know the people in the team, and they can introduce me to their friends, and I'm having fun at the dance party. So this goes 1 month, and the second month, and the third month, and then I realize, you have to understand, we are professionals at organizing parties. We're scientists at making parties. We're very good at making parties. So when you organize a party, you think all the details and all the elements and all the intricacies and all the subtleties and all the wrinkles. And I'm doing that, and I realize I am not making new friends. And this is a problem, because I'm talking to the same people, and whenever I get to the party, everybody knows everybody, but nobody knows me. And as much as I'm having fun, I'm not having as much fun as I can. I'm having half the fun. I'm not having the whole fun. This is like going to a restaurant and just eating half the food, or this is going to the movie and leaving at half the movie. This is like buying a pair of pants and just cutting it in half and just wearing one leg of the pants. This is not the whole deal. And I understand, and I realize this is a problem. I have a problem, and I have to solve my problem. The question is, how do I solve my problem? Parallel to this, as the monthly or putting together a party, I notice this is the early 90s decade. This is like ancient history for you. And this is the late 80s. And I noticed this club has a newsletter. It's basically a sheet of paper, A4 size, where they put all the information, where the party is, that kind of thing, and they send it by snail mail, by physical mail, physical paper with a stamp those years, every month. And they do this with a typewriter. Now, these are all people who are not engineers like me, and they're doing the best they can. But I had been using computers like for 5 or 6 years now. It was a new thing, and only engineers knew how to use computers. And of course, we had a very early version of Word where I can make a sheet and make it look very nice, make it look like a newspaper, actual newspaper. So, and I had been doing things like that for work. So I go back and I have the computer at work, which I can use. So I go back to my club and I say, I can do this for you. Give me the information and I'll have it. So they see each other and I say, well, let's see what this kid can do. They give me all the information. I go back to my office. I put it in the computer and I come up with a nicely professionally looking, very nice looking newsletter. This is basically a sheet of paper, but it's professionally typeset, which I can do it in the computer because I'm an engineer. And everybody loves it, so now I'm in charge of the newsletter. I mean, there's not a lot to do. They give me all the information, I just put it in the computer and I distribute it nicely, what is called the layout, which I'm very good at, and the typesetting. And I gave back the original, and they take care of everything. They make the 600 copies, they mail it, and I'm done. But the point is, I'm doing a contribution, I'm helping the organization, I'm raising the professional level and all of that, and everybody loves me for that, and I feel very good about myself. But I still have my same problem. And then I notice they mail this because they have the 600 members in the list, and they have a master list, and they have found a list of everybody. So I'm thinking, and so the next time I come up, I say, I notice, this was a lie, that they come to the party, and this club meets once a month, at the party, which is 6 hours, but between coming into the disco and get settled and have a dinner, because we have Hispanic dinner, and dancing, there's not a lot of talking. Everybody talks to their own friends, but we're not talking with other people. And I have a proposal. If you give me the phone list, I will call every single one of the 600 members during the month, and I will ask them, interview them. I will write news of what happened to them in the month, and I will make a session in the newsletter because we have a space. So basically, I would call everybody and say, what news do you want to share with everybody? And mostly nobody would have something, but of course everybody, they had a newborn, they got married, they got divorced, they traveled, their kid did something in school, graduated from college, whatever news. If you have a group of 600 Hispanic people, there are always news. And not everybody knows 600, but if you have 10, 20, 30 people with news, then we're talking a couple of pages of news. So I do it, I call everybody, I'll have this couple of pages, I go back to the team and I said I want to publish this, and they love it, and they'll get this published the next time and get this. And I remember that it was yesterday, it was the next day of the party. And I walk in, and like I always do, and everybody's there, and we're the last things before the party, and people are starting to come in, and somebody says, Glafira Perez is looking for you. I say, Glafira Perez, who? Oh, she's the one you wrote about, that she went on a cruise to Alaska. And I say, oh yeah, I remember. This is so silly. She had money, and Glafira Perez is a woman. She's like a 1 meter tall, 60 years old, but full of life. Very fierce, very strong woman. And somehow she decided to go on a cruise to Alaska to see penguins, to see polar bears. Who goes to a cruise to Alaska? Well, she did. And I remember, I talked to her, and she said she saw bears, and she saw polar bears, and she saw snow, and she had fun. And I wrote like a couple of lines along with everybody else. So I'm at a party, and this woman finally looks at me and says, I'm Glafira Perez, Señor Pareja, you are wonderful. I'm everybody's girlfriend now. Everybody's talking to me. You make me very popular because everybody comes and tells me about the cruise, and I've been talking to everybody. And I'm going like, I'm glad you are happy. And the party ends, and everybody leaves, and the organizing team is there, and they all come to me and they say, your idea is wonderful. Everybody has been talking to everybody else because they have had all this information about what has going on with all our friends in the previous month, and you have made our club come alive and more unified, more united, and more interaction and talking about everybody, because we would be just in our little bubbles. We're a club, but everybody's in our little cliques, which is typical in organizations now. And I said, you are welcome. But that's not what I did. The big secret of this is I did it for me. I did it because I wanted to talk to people. I wanted people to talk to me, and they had started doing that, and they knew who I was. And at the party, they would say, oh, you are the guy who called for the newsletter. You're the guy who put us in the newsletter. You're the guy who make us famous. And I said, yes, I am. And I became everybody's best friend, and it was fantastic. And this was a turnaround for me. I am by nature very shy, so I have to put effort in coming out of my shell like a turtle, like Ogway, the tortoise in Kung Fu Panda. I have to force myself to come out and talk to people because I'm by nature shy. And this helped. So this goes on for a couple of years, and I'm like everybody's best friend, and it's wonderful. And after 2 years, they come and like it should, there comes a need for renew, because we were a democratic organization and we have to have renewal. So I gave all the information to everybody, to my replacement, to the next one, and I decided, I'm now going to just be a passenger and enjoy all the fruits, the spoils, all the fruits of my effort, the spoils of my effort, and enjoy the party and not have to work, which is fine too. And I gave everything to the next person, which takes it and does a wonderful job, and I'm having a refund. So 2 weeks go by, and my phone rings, and it's the Hispanic newspaper in Atlanta. And they knew, they have been looking for 2 years, they have been looking at what I did, and this little, it would be called a gossip column, this update, notes update, community news update. And it turns, to my surprise, that it has journalistic newsletter value. And it's the owner of the newspaper, and he says, I've been watching what you did for 2 years, and I want you to do it for us, for the newspaper. Exactly what you did for the 600 members to the club, to the 60,000, to the 600,000 Hispanic people who live in Atlanta through our newspaper. And I'm going like, wow. And I start doing that exactly because by then it's been like a couple of years and I'm kind of connected to the Hispanic community, so I know what's going on. We are 500,000 people, and it's like a little town inside Atlanta, and we live in our little pocket universe, and there are things going on. And apparently the newspaper wanted to publish that, and they wanted me to do it. So I become now a journalist, and I have my own weekly column with my newspaper, with my photograph, and I become famous, and I become a personality. And universities call me, and they wanted me to give conferences, and I appear on TV. Of course, I don't really care a lot. I don't think, especially appearing on TV, I don't necessarily get impressed, but it's cool, because again, I'm a maths major, specialist in high technology machinery. Now I'm a celebrity. I'm a reality boy. I'm a personality. And this is all very weird to me. I mean, I love it. And it's opened a world. It's helped me grow up, which is the best important thing. And it's opened me doors to other things that I didn't know. Because now I get to talk to people who are not engineers. If a grown-up is not careful, we end up talking to the same people, and it becomes very repetitive. And typically for a grown-up, it's difficult to talk to people outside our own beaten path. But to me, it was automatic. And that's my story. And the moral of my story is, when you see an opportunity, you take it. If you don't see an opportunity, you create your own opportunity. You manufacture, you construct, you build your own opportunity. And you don't know where it's gonna end. You don't know where it can take you. The lengths, the heights of where it can take you is absolutely a surprise waiting for you. And that's my story, which I share, in which I agree to Mr. Ashton Kutcher. You saw opportunity, you take it. If the opportunity is hard work, you take it even harder.